Creative Pro Wrestling fans, I am longtime independent wrestling fan Robert. 10-year anniversary Super Show was a great night of wrestling from all sports in Melville, New York. And Creative Pro Wrestling's first show in Melville since Madhouse back in October of 2023. We had a kickoff show, and we had two matches take place as we saw The Moment, Angelo Carter, do battle with Rocker Boy Nick Robles. And, Rocker Boy Nick Robles defeated The Moment, Angelo Carter, at 5 minutes, 39 seconds as he pinned him with the Rocker Dropper / Famouser. Next was tag team action as we saw Ustik Sucio, or the Utik Sucio, and Sebastian Amor, Los Toxicos, take on, representing the system from TNA, the current TNA Tag Team Champions, Eddie Edwards and Brian Myers, covered by Alicia Edwards. Good match these two teams had, which saw Brian Myers and Eddie Edwards defeat Los Toxicos at 7 minutes, 2 seconds. And then it was time for the main show to commence, as we saw VSK and Eric James, the Adrenaline Express, defend the Tag Team Championship against the odd couple of Evil Kip and Bryce Donovan. Very good match these two teams put on, and the crowd were chanting, "This is awesome," as the match went on. So many close moments, false finishes, people kicking out of this, kicking out of that. It appeared Kip was tagged in. It appeared he was going to turn on Donovan, but he turns around and goes after both the Adrenaline Express. Evil Kip and Bryce Donovan defeat the Adrenaline Express at 22 minutes, 32 seconds to become the new Creative Pro Wrestling Tag Team Championship. Next up, we had the first time in 2 years, the King of Cap Battle Royal. Among the participants were Tristan Kyle, the leading man, Jack Tomlinson, the return of Slade, who hadn't been seen since 2022, the in-ring return of one of Creative Pro Wrestling's founding fathers, Pat Buck, current Mayhem medal holder, the Sweeper Eddie Prevetti, Phil Cardigan, the Outdoorsman Cliff Marshall, Jay Macias and Pat Fitzpatrick, collectively known as QGTM, Queens Gets the Money, Ronnie Moses and Malcolm Murray, collectively known as Security Incorporated. And there were other guys who I didn't really recognize. Oh, well, El Magnifico, I recognize him. That's the Masked Man. Will, don't call me Bill Strauss. Had this, I don't know what the heck was with his hairstyle, but I think I don't know if the match was already underway, if the bell had already rung, but he took the microphone and said, "I shouldn't be in this match" and stuff, and he got pulled back in the ring only to get eliminated rather quickly. It came down to Dante Drago and Jack Tomlinson. Of course, they were known as Vlog Bro University. And eventually they were going out on the apron, and I forgot how, but Dante Drago, Tomlinson eventually landed on the floor, and Dante Drago was victorious. And they had an actual crown for Dante to present to Dante, who won it. Won the match at 14 minutes, 7 seconds. Up next was another championship matchup as we saw the Silver Sniper, TJ Crawford, challenge the Artist, Jake Lang, for the television championship. Really great to see Crawford again. I forgot Crawford tried something, but Jake Lang eventually hits Crawford with a spear in like midair. Crawford didn't jump off the top rope, but it was like a spear by Jake Lang, which saw the Artist, Jake Lang, defeat Silver Sniper TJ Crawford to retain the television title at 7 minutes, 36 seconds. As far as the Artist, Jake Lang, he is not for the joy of painting. Up next was a street fight, as we saw, I believe, making his Creative Pro debut, PCO. For those that don't know, he was part of TNA. He's was WWE Tag Team Champion as one half of the Quebecers. Also wrestled as Jean-Pierre Lafitte. As he did battle with the Dominican destroyer Vargas accompanied the ring by Creative Pro Wrestling General Manager, the answer to your prayers, Ariella Nix. Early on, these two guys took it out to the floor. A door was brought into play. PCO speared Vargas through the door. Ariella handed Vargas a cute little shopping bag. And not surprising to some of us in the crowd, thumbtacks were poured onto the mat. PCO, I believe he chokeslammed Vargas on those tacks. And I think, actually the referee was about to count the 3, but Ariella Nix came in the ring. I forgot what she said to him. Then she threw tacks into PCO's face, because I know PCO has a glass eye, but I don't know what like his other eye that you can see through out of. I don't know if he really got hit there or he was selling it. Eventually, Vargas places a door on 2 chairs, and Vargas puts PCO through the door on the 2 chairs. Vargas pins PCO at 8 minutes 36 seconds to win the street fight. After it was over, both men are up. Vargas looked like he's offering to shake hands with PCO, and before PCO could make a move, Ariella takes a hold of Vargas by his hair and prevents him from the possible handshake from even happening, and the two of them leave the ring. So I don't know if that's a sign that they're going to break Vargas away from her. Good match that these two guys had, and I forgot how old PCO is. I mean, he's a very grizzled veteran. He also has the distinction of being if not the shortest WCW hardcore champion in the history of WCW. Yeah, that's the dying days for WCW, where he was handed the hardcore title from Lance Storm that night, only that same evening to lose the belt to Screaming Norman Smiley. Next matchup was history in the making, as it was the final match of the tournament to crown the first ever Creative Pro Wrestling Women's Champion, as we saw Latina Spice, Nat Castle, accompanied the ring by Los Toxicos. She did battle with the Nomi, Gabby Forza. Forza was displaying her power moves in the beginning. Castle eventually took over. At one point, there was flowers were about to be brought into play with the female referee. I forgot her name. She stopped that from happening. At one point, I don't know if I forget. I mean, at one point, the female referee was ready to eject both Los Toxicos, Sucio and Amor, away from the ring. But then out came Brian Myers and Pat Buck with kendo sticks, and they're caning both of these guys and chased them to the back, to the curtain. And the match continued. Eventually, Gabby Forza eventually hit her spear, and she hit the jackhammer. The Nomi Gabby Forza defeats Latina Spite Nat Castle at 16 minutes, 19 seconds to become Creative Pro Wrestling's first ever women's champion. Very well deserved, and hopefully there will be more female wrestlers to come as the years go on with Creative Pro Wrestling. Next up, we had tag team action, as we saw Steve Somerset and Steven Azure, the Even Stevens, do battle with Aaron Ortiz and Anthony, I apologize if I get his name wrong, Vecchio, collectively known as the debuting Shooter Boys. I forgot how this one ended, but the Shooter Boys were victorious over to Even Stevens at 8 minutes 44 seconds to win their debut match. And I noticed some people sitting up in the bleachers, probably friends and family members of the Shooter Boys. Basically, they were having a virtual cream fest as the Shooter Boys came to the ring for their matchup. And seeing that I don't know if they stayed for the entire show, because I saw they weren't sitting there after that match was over. So if they did leave, I think it's safe to say they are not real wrestling fans. I know these promotions slash promoters, they got to make the money and sell the tickets. But why not just stay for the whole show, folks? Don't just go there for who you know away from wrestling. Just watch their match and leave. Of course, that's been going on for ages. Up next was another tag team match as we saw the Birds of the Sun, Leo Sparrow and the Phoenix GKM do battle with CPA and making his return to Creative Pro Wrestling, AEW star Danhausen. Can't remember how this one ended, but CPA and Danhausen picked up the victory over the Birds of the Sun at 11 minutes 50 seconds. Then it was time for the main event as Bobby Orlando challenged the Dying Piece Aaron Rourke for the Heavyweight Championship. Good back and forth these guys were having. At one point, I forgot who, but somebody bumped into referee Stephen Dumang. Aaron Rourke spits in Orlando's face, takes him over with a backslide, and with like a bridging backslide of sorts, which I first saw Jack Evans do long ago. And Aaron Rourke defeats Bobby Orlando at 20 minutes, 14 seconds to retain the Heavyweight Championship. Personal notes time. It was good seeing Jessica, Leanne, Joey, Tommy, Robin, Lauren, Sam, Jameson, Trish, even though she doesn't come see the shows, Mike, and nice meeting his friend Matt. Hopefully Matt comes back to Creative Pro in the future, even though the two of them didn't stay for the whole thing. I gotta say, as far as the seating situation goes, I don't know. Maybe I'll be better off like just going straight to the show from home instead of stopping to eat at Sweet Hollow Diner. It was good to eat there again. Like I had problems with the sound system at this show. Unless I'm mistaken, we saw the return of the Captron, which showed like pictures and videos of wrestlers as they entered the ring and pictures of the matches that were announced. So at one point during the Battle Royal, yeah, this is a memorable quote. "Grab his dick and twist it!" Somebody in the crowd during the Battle Royal. Every time I go to an indie show, somebody's always yelling, "Twist his dick, twist his dick." Like, come on. Do you really want to see that? Oh, good seeing Ryan Peterson. How can I forget about him? The fans were all over Gabby Forza after the show, trying to get pictures with her. And she just wanted to watch the rest of the show on the sidelines, so to speak. But I'm surprised Bronson was not on this show. Forgot to mention Liam Davis was in the Battle Royal. No return date was announced for Creative Pro Wrestling's return. When they do return, I'm sure they'll have a show in Lynbrook eventually. And when they do return, I would like to see when they do come back to Lynbrook, I'd like to see the following matches. I'd like to see a return bout between Aaron Rourke and Bobby Orlando for the heavyweight title. Due to what we saw, probably a 6-person tag with the first women's champion, Gabby Forza, teaming with Brian Myers and Pat Buck against Nat Castle and Los Toxicos. Maybe a return bout for the tag belts with new champs, Evil Kip and Bryce Donovan against the Adrenaline Express. Like this, maybe Dante Drago challenge Jake Lang for the TV championship. Oh, and since it was not defended, congratulations go out to the sweeper, Eddie Pravetti. He has been held the Mayhem Medal holder since Homecoming, which took place May 13th of 2023. So by the time Creative Pro Wrestling's next event rolls around, he will have been Mayhem Medal holder for over 1 year. So congratulations to him. What else can I say about this show? Couldn't believe those guys in the crowd. They held up the letters SIMP which spells simp, towards Los Toxicos. La, 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 la. Who else we got here? Other things I can think of. Oh, actually, I'd like to see, or maybe if Dante Drago doesn't challenge Jake Lang, maybe Drago one-on-one with former partner Jack Tomlinson, the leading man. Ooh. Oh boy, what else can I say about this show? It hasn't already been said. Wow. Oh, they went straight through without intermission, which shocked me. I guess they really had to get the show done by 11 o'clock or sooner. Yeah. What else we got? I can think of maybe for the next show. Well, okay, well, as I said, the Mayhem medal holder, the sweeper, he'll have been held that medal for over a year by the time the next show rolls around. Hopefully he'll be defending that medal at the next show. He hasn't defended it since February's event, which was titled... what was it titled? Hold on. Top Guys Only. That's the last time the sweeper defended his Mayhem medal, and the crowd was popping for him every time he came out to clean up the ring and help clean up the ring after the street fight and after the women's title match, because fans threw streamers at Gabby Forza. Okay. Oh, I forgot another return besides Slade and Pat Buck. Johnny Clash was in the Battle Royal. I don't know if he did help commentate the show or not. I know Max Caster was there. Kevin Tibbs was in attendance. Wow. Okay, I think I'm pretty much all I can say for this event. Well, Create Pro Wrestling, hats off to you. 10 years. Definitely, the way you're going, there'll be many more years to come. More moments, more matches, maybe another championship down the line. More fans, obviously. Dang it, what else can I say? Well, it was a great time we had, and like I said, hopefully Matt will come back to Create a Pro in the future. But I will have to say, CAP, 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 CAP.